Hey, Mike Brookfield here. Welcome to a new Coffee Chops session, Coffee Chops 13. Like I said on the last one, we're really going to strip it back to really basics and more simple things. Because what we did is in the first 12, we worked on one string at a time and then kind of built it up into triads. It got quite complicated. It's actually quite easy to do complicated videos, but it's much harder to do real simple videos that you can, that you can kind of build on. So that's what we're doing. We're pulling it right back to simplicity. And what we're going to talk about today is the fifth and how much it's kind of used from Steve Ray Vaughan and Clapton and all of the big dudes. Before I go on, I just want to say thanks a mil to everybody who's joined Patreon. I would definitely not be recording a video at 8:30 on a Sunday morning if it wasn't for the Patreon thing. So thanks everybody who signed up for that. It makes a big difference to my my output, because I know that there's people out there interested. It helps me know the interest of people, and obviously knowing that you're out there expecting something means that I kind of do it. I don't kind of go, I'll take the week off this week, or I'll kind of miss a few weeks and then get back to it, which is what I've done a lot in the past. Anyway, I feel like I should say cheers to all my Patreon members. Happy Sunday to you. Right then, let's get cracking. So when you hear kind of like guys like Clapton do a big rundown, you hear them ending a lot of the phrases and starting a lot of phrases on the fifth degree. Now, whether they know it's the fifth degree or it's just an intuitive thing through studying from their heroes like Freddie King or whatever, doesn't really matter. What we just want to jump to the good stuff. So by me telling you this, you go away, practice it. Hopefully you sound a little bit more like your heroes and can develop your own thing with it. So I will put up a PDF on Patreon. I'll make it a free one. It's just going to be a little lick in each position in the key of A. Nothing too heavy, but all the licks will start on the fifth. A lot of them will end on the fifth, just so you can kind of see very clearly what I'm talking about here. But, what would be an example? So three main ones that come to mind, like, Texas Flood. The fact, he's playing the, that's the fifth to the sixth to the root. And it's one of the best ways you can start a solo. If you've studied with me, you've probably studied Sweet Little Angel at some point, the B.B. King classic from Live at the Regal, It's actually in the key of D flat. But again, starting on the fifth. The fifth is the E note. So we're in A, and there's the E. You can see it within the chord. It's where your third finger is. That's an A7. And the fifth is this note here, the E. Or it could be this E here. So there's something quite authentic about it when you end your phrases and start your phrases on the fifth, as apart from the root. The root is really important as well, and I've talked about this in another video. I think I called it Hammer It Home like Clapton, where he ends a lot of his phrases with a double root at the end. And it was on like one of the Blues Show series, I might bring that up again in the future, but this one's really about talking about the fifth. So knowing how to start your solo is really important. So if you go, which is a classic Clapton, start to a slow blues, isn't it? You've got, which is the, Texas Flood thing, and you've got the B.B. King Sweet Little Angel. So a lot of time you see Clapton, like I said at the beginning there, run down. And you'll run down and end on the fifth. Because it's almost like, don't worry, there's more to come. It's not final. If you play the root, it's a very different sound. It's very final when you play the fifth. there's almost kind of like an expectant that there's more to come. So on the bottom of the PDF, you'll see I've written the practice ending on the root and the fifth to hear the difference, because it's about how you're setting up your solo. So let's have a look at the first idea I've written here. So these are really, really simple, just to help you get into this. So finding your E in each position. So the fifth. So that was the first one there. So I'm just starting on the fifth. I'm actually ending on the root. So I'm going, and that's my fifth. So that's, from the major blues. So very simple. Started on that note there. It's really, if you know what note to start on, you can fill it up with blues scale and some of your automatic playing, which you've developed through learning solos and messing around with your blues scales and all that kind of stuff. So you can fill it up with that. Make sure you're using hammer-ons, bends, slides, pull-offs all the time, as many as you can. Never do a phrase where you're just picking every note, unless you're trying to sound, jazzy or something. But if you're using hammer-ons, bends, pull-off, slides, all those slurs all of the time, then it will be, kind of more bluesy and more authentic rock and blues sounding. So very, very simple. It's really about me letting you know that there is the note of E. You're in the key of A. It's really, really simple. And let's go up to this, which I call, chuck, or it's the E form, isn't it? So you've got. So you're starting on the fifth, and you could say, well, that's, Texas Flood or Sweet Little Angel, and then some double stops, and then ending on that fifth. And then if you go to like the D form of A, if you like, it's kind of the same lick again, isn't it? And it sounds sweet, because if I play the minor alongside that, hear the sweetness of the major starting on the fifth, coming down, and then the you could say the question and answer thing of major. So the minor against the major there. Let's go to like the C form here, right? So now you're in the very Clapton and BB King like. So there's the fifth, and then there's the E, which is the fifth, and I decided to do a little bend up and down. So like I said, you've got to use some kind of slurs. Don't forget to do hammer-ons, pull-off, slides, all of those things all the time to make it sound more vocal-like. And then let's go to the like the A form. So again, starting with that shape where you've got the fifth to the sixth to the root, and then I call that the train, don't I? And then the root and fifth again. So all together. So you could practice those, but maybe in between each one, just play a bit of minor for fun, you know what I mean? So there's just a kind of a little, just stays on here. Kind of playing some minor blues and then trying to get that, work better as a slow blues. But anyway, too late now, we're up and running. And then so what I was doing there was playing, you know, playing around with those little lick ideas, and they're very major sounding, so it's going to help you get some major into your playing. The note of the fifth itself isn't major, you know, it could be part of the minor or the major, but it's what you follow that with. And I've chosen to use some notes that relate to the major blues more than the minor, because I know a lot of people are much stronger at the minor blues than they are at the major blues. So this will help you get some of that into your playing. Anyway, have fun with that. Make sure you go to Patreon and get the free PDF. And again, thanks a mil to everybody who's joining there. And we're building a nice little community over there. So, you know, head over, and I'll speak to you soon. Keep it burning. Enjoy your Sunday.